What is up, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantump. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming and checking me out. Seriously, it means the world to me. Consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up, a like, whatever it's called. Share it with all your friends. Tell everybody about Danny Phantump, because why not, right? I mean, we're a community, right? Share the love. If you've been here before, if this is your second time, third time, fifth time watching me, thank you really a lot for coming back. It means a lot to me. Today, I want to talk to you about starting a business with Pokemon cards. I get questions all the time about how you can buy cards at wholesale, working with distributors, so I'm going to unveil all that information right here in this video. There's a lot of details to it. I'm not going to be able to get through everything because I don't want to bore you with all of the details, and I don't want to go too in-depth into it and become overwhelming. I can answer more questions down the road, make more videos down the road, and give you more insight. I have made a ton of mistakes. I've been doing this for a while. So it'll be nice to just kind of share a little bit of insight. So hopefully, if this is something you seriously want to do, it gives you a little bit of advice moving forward. The key point that I just said is if this is something you seriously want to do, because a lot of people like the idea, but they don't really understand the amount of work that it entails. So just to give you a little bit of an idea, I still work a full-time job. Like, I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, to get health insurance benefits, and then at night I come home, I run the Coliseum with Papa Blastoise, and we work with distributors to buy cards at wholesale and sell them to you at retail. It's a grind, and I know I've said that before in different videos, but it really is, because all hours of the night I'm working, packing up orders, researching product, making sure that I'm able to get good, strong allocations, and it is hours and hours of work. So if you're somebody who's like, yeah, I really like the idea of it, but I don't really want to work all the time, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this is something that is more of a hobby, which is totally fine too. You can still go out, you can still work with distributors, you can still get what is called a reseller's permit, you can get a tax ID. That's the first step. That's what you want to do first. So go on online, go to Google, whatever state you're in. So I'm in Wisconsin, so it's pretty easy for me. I just went to google.com and I just searched out how do I get a reseller's permit? How do I get a tax ID? And then found out, like, it's just every state has their own requirements. So for me in Wisconsin, I had to pay an application fee and fill out like an application, and then I sent it off. It took like 4 to 6 weeks, and I got everything back in the mail. I got approved. I got my ID. I got my permit, and I started reaching out to distributors. Now, there are a lot of different distributors that you can work with. I'm going to give you the names of some of them here, and then I'll go into a little bit about how distribution works. So a lot of people are confused. They think that maybe you work, I call Pokemon directly on like a Tuesday, and I'm like, hey, what product do you have in stock? Like, can I get a bunch of it? That's not really how it works. So Pokemon has multiple middlemen that they go through. So Pokemon sells their product to a distributor. Distributor then sells product to storefronts or to online stores, and then we in turn sell it to you guys, the customers. So there's multiple middlemen in between there that each have to get a cut. So when you are looking at boxes, there's also this misconception that boxes are like $50, or when we buy them, they're these amazing deals. I can tell you the margins on sealed product, especially new release sealed product, like the new Vivid Voltage set that's coming out, it's razor thin. And if you're somebody who's just starting out, sometimes you actually lose money on a set release because the amount of money that you're spending as a new storefront for a booster box really is not that great. And in order to stay competitive, you want to price yourself as low as possible, and sometimes you actually do take $1 or $2 loss after taxes and everything like that. So look at your state, go to Google, look at what you all need to do. It's as simple as that. Once you get your taxpayer's ID, you wait that 4 to 6 week period or whatever it is for your state. You fill out the application process. I think it's like $100 in a lot of states, and then you re-up every year or every 2 years. You can start talking to distributors. Now, the important thing to do is to have a good relationship with your distributors. So I'm going to give you the names of a bunch of different distributors that you can work with, and these are actual names. These distributors this is public information. You can find this on the Pokemon Center website. So there's ACD Distribution, Peach State Hobby Distribution, GTS Distribution, Southern Hobby, Mad Al Distributors, Alliance Distribution, R&M Distributors, Sweet Deal Distribution, All Sports Marketing, Aladdin Distribution, Hamps, and Magazine Exchange. So that's 13 different distributors that you can work with. And I would honestly say that you should probably go to different websites, just kind of get a feel. A lot of websites have like guest view where you won't be able to see what the prices are, but you can kind of get an idea of what the layout looks like, and then you can contact them to set up what would be an application for them to be able to buy product from them at wholesale, and then you would get assigned a sales rep. I would recommend going to a few of these and starting an application process with a few different ones. So let's say we'll just go with the first three that I named. You fill out an application with ACD distribution, Peach State Hobby distribution, GTS distribution. So a lot of these are bigger companies. The ones that I just named, like GTS is pretty big, ACD is pretty big, Southern Hobby is probably the biggest. You want to look at the geographical area for all these places, because that's going to play a big factor on when you are going to get your product. If you are all the way up in Maine and you order something from a company that only has a warehouse down in Arizona, it's going to take you a long time for the product to get to you. But if you're somebody who lives in Wisconsin and there's a distributor who has a warehouse in Illinois, that might be a little bit more attractive to you to pay an extra $1 or so per box, because you'll probably get your product a little bit sooner. So I would, like I said, recommend talking to these distributors, and really what you're going to be doing is you're going to be negotiating pricing right away. So all of these distributors are going to have flat rate for 4 boxes, and like I said, it's not anything fabulous. When you're first coming into the game, it's typically going to be, $82, $83, $84. That's pretty much your starting point. When you add on shipping, the cheapest way to ship a booster box is going to be about $70. So let's say $7. So let's say you're paying $83 for your box. $90 is pretty much your break-even point after shipping. That's not including PayPal fees or credit card fees if you're selling through a website, or taxes, which hopefully you're charging your customers taxes, anything like that, any supplies or anything like that. So like I said, razor sharp thin margins. Like, we sell our booster boxes brand new for $92. Very, very slim margins, and that's why it's such a grind. You could possibly make like $1 an hour, which is not a whole lot of fun. But really get a feel for the sales reps who are dedicated to you. I want you to think about, they need to be your best friends, because you want them to go to bat for you and really help you with your allocations. So something like Champions Path, for example, allocations hit a lot of people really hard. They hit us really hard, but we still got quite a bit of product because we have such a good relationship with our distributor. And that's the other thing you want to remember when you first get into the game, is that it takes a while to build up that relationship. So I've been doing this on and off, mostly on for roughly 5 years, and this magnitude for about 7 or 8 months. And the last 7 or 8 months has been nuts as far as how many times a week I talk to my distributor, how much I order. I've been ordering from them pretty much every month for the past 5 years, but really over the last 8-9 months, every week, a very, very large amount. And distributors really value loyalty. So if you're somebody who's just getting in the game and you're like, hey, I want to get 200 cases of Hidden Fates tins, they're probably going to be like, no, that's not going to happen. We'll give you a case, or we'll give you half a case. So you've got to stay with it. You've got to grind it out. It's tough right away at the beginning, because you are going up against a lot of bigger companies who are going to have much larger allocations and much deeper pockets. And that's the other point that I want to get to. Don't stretch yourself too thin. When I first started, the first set I think that we ordered was like Steam Siege or XY Evolutions, and it was really, really scary for many sets for a long time, where I was like, I'm going to order this amount of booster boxes, and I would have to ask my distributor to wait a few days to cash the check to make sure that whatever I opened I could turn around and sell, because I was worried we weren't going to have enough to cover that in the bank account. So really think before you are ordering how much you're going to open, how much you're going to sell, because you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. That's not going to look really good with your distributors, and that's not going to be very good for your business. That's basically how you work with distributors. That's how you want to develop that relationship with them to make a long-lasting relationship really, really viable for your business. And then it'll probably open up some doors to get a lot more product. Distributors carry booster boxes. They'll carry 3-pin blisters. Basically anything that you see behind me. Some of those specialty products like mystery boxes and those Ultra Prism boxes, like those are things that Walmart gets or Target gets that are exclusive to them. They order from a completely different distribution channel. What we do has nothing to do with those big box stores, and what you do would have nothing to do with those chain stores as well. The great thing about Pokemon is you do not need a brick and mortar store in order to order. That makes sense. product, which for now is awesome. I don't know if that will always be the case or not, but like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, some of those other big card games, they do require a brick and mortar presence in order to order their products. So you can definitely take advantage of Pokemon right now in that aspect. When it comes to getting your product early, you'll typically get it a few days before release. Some of those like brick and mortar stores are going to get it a couple weeks before because they have pre-releases, and it's important to really understand that you do not ship out these products until release day, because it could impact your licensing a lot, and it definitely would impact your relationship with your distributor. This was a lot of information in a very short period of time. I don't want to do too long of videos on this stuff, so if there's any questions or comments that you guys have, please make sure to leave a comment down below. I can make a follow-up video for sure on this stuff. I just wanted to get the information out there so you can start doing some research on your own. I do get a lot of questions about like startup capital and things like that, which I can go into in a later video. Just don't stretch yourself too thin. When I say it's a grind, I mean it's a grind. It takes time to get to a certain level, and it's something that you have to stay consistent about. So if you're somebody who's really looking at starting this and you're really passionate about it, passion is the key word there. You have to be like, in 5 years, I definitely still want to be doing this, and I want to be doing it at a much bigger scale. So I hope this video was useful. I hope you got some good information out of it. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment, share it with all your friends. Yeah, I just really want to give people an idea of what it's like to start their own business and kind of behind the scenes setting. I really want to get the information out there about our first edition Jungle box set, so I should have pricing within the next 24 to 48 hours that I will release on my Instagram page. So follow me on Instagram, danny.phantump. Thank you so much for checking me out, guys. Until next time, peace.